Hello everyone, welcome live again for the second exercise preparation. As we discussed previously this week, we have our main masterclass on Thursday. December 22nd is the free masterclass 3 secrets to keep growing your translation business and getting high quality clients on demand on every single day. The main masterclass is on Thursday, but the actual 3 preparation exercises are taking place live in our group, Facebook group, Mentoring for Translators. So let me know if the sound, if the picture is okay, if you can hear me well. Use the chat below if you have any questions. Hello, everyone. Let me see. Can you hear me? Is the sound, is the picture is okay? Let me know in the chat. Hello, Ileana. Amazing. Sound and image are okay. Perfect. Thank you for joining us. So we are live in the Mentoring for Translators group for the second preparation exercise. So use the chat below. Let me know if you have any questions regarding yesterday's exercise. And please use a StreamYard link that you see in the description box of this live. So as me to be able, Marion, to see your name, okay? So Marion, you need to click on the StreamYard link. Plus, let me know if you have received and downloaded or you have opened a different tab, the Google Doc I've shared with you, the second worksheet on how to identify your target market. We're going to discuss about ideal clients today. Target market, the difference. There's going to be theoretical part with the slides, second part where I'm going to show you the worksheets and how you can work with the worksheets homework. Hello, Tatiana. Hello, everyone. So use the chat below and let me know where are you watching from. Let's get to know with each other. Make sure you have introduced yourself underneath the welcome video. There's a welcome video for those that they have subscribed and signed up for the free masterclass. It's pinned on the top of our group, so you can go there and you can introduce yourself. And of course, if you have any questions about yesterday's exercise, we discussed about how to set up SMART goals. If you watch the recording, I guess you can use the hashtag recording and ask me anything again underneath the chat of the related video. You can find all previous recording underneath the media video section in our tab of our Facebook group, and they will remain at your disposal for 1 week. So you have enough time to work. If you have fallen behind, it's totally fine. And what I would suggest you is to find the related post where I'm asking you to share your SMART goals. So you can find everything in the features section. So go in the features section and find out the post that says share your SMART goals there. So you need to share the goals, rephrased, recreated based on our yesterday's exercise. So as me to be able to go there, see them and give you feedback on how you are able to even make them better or define them, set them up in a more efficient way so as you to be able to have higher chances on actually achieving those goals. That was the main exercise yesterday. If you missed preparation exercise number 1, you can still find the recording in the Mentoring for Translators group underneath the videos and featured section that you can find there on the top of the menu. And you still have 1 week. Let me know in the chat if you have received, Marion, have you received, Tatiana, the related worksheets about today's exercise, a different one. And I will be sharing here in the chat with the help of Ileana, the second preparation exercise worksheet, only for those that they join me here live in the Mentoring for Translators group. And the 50 questions. Yes, amazing. This is the latest one I have created. And of course, we're going to review that together. Any questions, guys, regarding yesterday's exercise? Were you able to watch it? What was your main takeaway about SMART goals? Were you able? Perfect, Marion. You have not yet clicked on the StreamYard link so as me to be able to see your name, I suppose. So you need to have your worksheet next to you. And also to have, I will be sharing with the help of Ileana, the second one, only for those that they are watching live here today, as a reward. But Ileana, you will do that later on when I will let you know. Okay, I'm sharing the link with you. And you don't need to ask me. I did already. Amazing. What's not working? The StreamYard. Okay, I don't know. It's pretty simple. Ileana has done it. Everyone has done it. I don't know. So Ileana, if you can help Marion with the tech part. Let's start right away. I'm going to share my screen here and to start with our Today's exercise is a preparation exercise. It's not mandatory, so you can skip the preparation exercise and join me only on Thursday's live masterclass. But if you're able to join me here live, you will be able to make the most out of it and to become, let's say, more and more prepared for the actual training on Thursday. It's going to be very comprehensive, results-oriented. Again, with many surprises and many works it's with you. So use the chat below and let me know where you're watching us from, and let me know if you can see the slides. Perfect. Okay, let me know in the chat. Is everything okay? Okay, yes, thank you, Liana, for helping Marion. So let me know, okay, where are you watching us from? And if you have any questions about yesterday's exercise, if you have downloaded the worksheets, I clicked on the link to, okay, no worries. So let's start right away. Any questions about yesterday's? I will start. Why is it so important to define buyer personas in your target market? What's the difference? Of course, we're going to discuss, but I have included those preparation exercises based on your feedback and your questions. Hello, Genevieve. Hello to Munich. Amazing. Thank you for joining us. Why is it so important to have a specific target market? Have you ever wondered why all of the marketing and business trainings, they include buyer personas, ideal client avatar, and target markets training there? When you come to me and you tell me, Virginia, I've been contacting my ideal clients, I've been sending messages on LinkedIn, they're ghosting me, or I've been, sending emails. Let's say someone told me 200 emails and no one got back to me. Usually two are the main problems, and I have said that in my newsletter, I think it was last week. Two are the main problems I've seen, and you can comment below and let me know if you have been making any of those. So one, it is actually that you're sending messages or emails or offers because we offer something to people that they're not even remotely interested in what you do. So let's say if you're getting some answers which is very positive, even if a negative answer is very positive. Let's say if you're getting some replies like we don't translate into Italian, let's say, and your language combination is English to Italian, most probably what that tells us, okay, it means that you have not taken the time, okay, to create a prospect list, a list of potential clients in a targeted way, which means with clients that they really are interested in what you do, which means that you need to make a short research, small research before you actually start contacting everyone to identify their needs and see that actually they need your services. The second main problem, which actually we're going to cover in the main masterclass, is the actual message that we send to those people, which means that those messages, they don't convert, or emails. So if you're sending general emails, okay, or if you're sending emails that they're not of their interest, so most probably they're going to ghost you, okay, or ignore you, which is not something, of course, I recommend. It's not a good practice, but that's the reason why most of you don't get any replies to your emails, or people are ghosting you on LinkedIn. You don't tell those people something, they would be interested in getting back to you. So let's discuss what's the difference between target market and buyer persona ideal client. For me, in my mentoring program, I always distinguish that we start with a niche and specialization. So let me know in the chat, what's your niche and specialization? It's a more generic aspect. So in my case, I will bring an example, is legal and business translation. I'm a legal and business certified translator myself. So that's my specialization, let's say. I could even become more specialized in specializing in one corporate or a legal sector, let's say. But let's start simple. Then we go to the target market. In my case, could be, okay, clients who need legal services and legal translation, business translations. In that case, could be one client type, legal firms, in my case, based in Athens, let's say, or legal departments in bigger maritime companies. So that's the client type. What's the buyer persona of the ideal client is one person, has a name, has a position, a job title, and can be easily identified through online platforms and directories. So we start with specialization, legal and business translation. We go to the actual type of clients or target markets, might be legal firms or legal department in very big maritime companies in Greece. That's my client type. Then we go to the actual buyer persona, and then to the client, which might be a specific name of a client. Is this clear up to now? Have you got it clear to the difference between a target market and a buyer persona. Of course, we're going to see that later on with the worksheets. But an ideal client or buyer persona, a specific person, usually describes our ideal client, a bigger category, but we identify that in one specific person that we might have worked for, so might be a real person, or we might thinking of it, coming up with that persona because we didn't have an experience working with such a person before. If you have already worked for such a person, that's even better. Target market is a wider part of the market, that we target based on our service that we offer, and we think that we can, this target market, this specific piece, part of the market needs our services. In order to come up, with a target market, which is a wider, let's say, term, an idea of, Marion, you did it. So we can see your name, Marion. So thank you, Liana, for solving that out. So Marion, how you were able to solve this? Let us know. So I'm a lawyer, says I specialize in legal contracts, HR and HR learning. So that's your specialization. What's your target market? Have you ever wondered, Marion, what's your target market and what's your ideal client or buyer persona? So those are some questions we're going through together. You can find them in your worksheet. Well done, Marion. Amazing. Yes. So Marion, no, never wonder about. So most probably that's what we're going to do together. So by replying those questions, guys, and you can drop any questions you might have in the chat. So you already know, your niche, but now you need to identify part of the market that really needs your services. So who needs your services the most, Marion? You can write that down. So you can grab a cup of coffee if you're not ready to do that together, today. Okay, amazing. So who needs the service the most? Marion and all of you guys. Okay, let me know in the chat. Tatiana, Marion, Ileana. Is it still going on? Because I see there's a connection issue in our group. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I can hear perfectly. Okay, thank you, Lena. So who needs your service the most? So you know what services you offer, you know what your needs, Marion? So you can answer this exactly with us. Who needs your service the most? Who is able to pay what you charge? Because as I always mention, it's not about finding, charging what the client can accept. It's actually the other way around. How to find clients who can pay our service and our rates is the other way around. Don't work and don't adjust your rates based on the budget, let's say, or the negotiations that the clients make. Why not to start the other way around and find actually clients who can pay your rates? So Marion says, for me, it would be maybe companies who work in German and Finland, or Finnish companies who work in Germany in the other direction. But what kind of companies? People who produce technical, scientific documentation in communication with French-speaking countries. Very generic, Genevieve, by people who produce, who want to expand their audience business to the French-speaking market. Yes, that's their purpose. But what's the target market, Because people is very generic. Produce technical, scientific documentation. Those are people. What are the target market? What's your target market, Genevieve, based on your specialization? Okay, so let's continue. Who is able to pay what you charge? As I always say, we are responsible, to find the clients who are able to pay rates rather than the other way around, to adjust our rates to what the clients are able to pay, Whose problems and goals do you care about? Problems and goals do you care about? This is really helpful for people who actually don't have a niche or specialization so far. So if you're a starting out translator and you really don't have a niche right now, or you're struggling to find what's your specialization and you would like to become specialized, then by answering those questions, you might be able to find out what's your niche as well, or specialization, or you could become specialized in that specific direction or a niche. So problems and goals you care about. Who is likely to give you large orders or repeat business? So for me, those two questions. Hello, Romina. By market, you mean the industrial field or certain professionals? I mean the market share. Market share, target market share. I explained that. Were you at the beginning that I was explaining what's the target market? You can watch the recording and find out what's the difference between target market. But target market is a piece of the market, okay, that we can target based on our services and the offer that we have. No worries. Who is late? Romina, you need to click the link, okay, above. You need to click the link above, okay, with the StreamYard. So by answering those questions, for those that were joining us right now, by answering those questions, you will be able to find out what's your niche specialization, what part of the market, okay, you can target based on your experience and your background and the offer that you have. So by answering those questions, you will come up with your target market. That's the main idea. And of course, there's a second worksheet that Ileana will be sharing later here on when I will share my screen again to show you what's the difference between ideal client avatar and target market. But now we are talking about a piece of the market that we can target, okay, so as to let's say satisfy their needs and to be able to know, let's say, that they need our services, not to get answers like we don't need your services, we don't translate into Italian, let's say if that's your language, and so on. So for me, those two questions, and let me know which those two I'm going to say from all of these, are very, very important. Who is able to pay what you charge? 100%. If you're going to work for people who are not able to pay you what you charge, then most probably you're not going to make a profit. And then you will become a non-profit, or voluntary, let's say, provider. But we are a business, and if you're a business, what differentiates you from any other organizations? Actually, you make profit. So you need to find clients who are able to pay what you charge. And who is likely to give you large orders or repeat business? That's for those that you asked me yesterday, how you're able, let's say, to create a stable workflow. You remember that yesterday? So you asked me, and many of you mentioned in your SMART goals exercise that you would like to create, let's say, a steady workflow. So you need to find clients who are able to give you either large orders or repeat business, given, of course, that they have work to give you in your own specializations, and of course, that they can pay the rates that you charge. Is this clear so far? Let me know in the chat. One more question. What sort of people do you enjoy spend time with? Why is it so important to enjoy spending time with? Because that's how you will be able to identify your ideal client. We're talking about ideal buyer personas, ideal clients here. So as for yesterday, I've not been able to embark. So Genevieve, you can watch the recording. The recording, it is again in the media video section, so you can find it will remain there for 1 week. Let me know if you're able. Or if Ilana, can you tag Genevieve in the comments of video yesterday's exercise SMART goals? Genevieve Granzer, I'm sorry. So Ilana, if you can tag Genevieve underneath the related video. So Genevieve, you can watch it from the beginning. You don't need to refresh the page, and the recording will remain there. But I was talking about the beginning of today's exercise, where I described the difference between target market and ideal client avatar. So what sort of people do you enjoy spend time with, and who would be the easiest clients to get? That's a very eye-opening question. Everyone tells me when they see these questions that they were like, wow, they didn't expect, okay, to have such a question to answer. So who would be the easiest clients with? Why we always go with the toughest, let's say, ones? Why we choose clients that they are more difficult to get than others? Why not to start with those that we know that they need our services, they're near us, let's say, or we have already many contacts or an established reputation there? Where do you already have many contacts or an established reputation? So you see here all the questions gathered. Of course, all of them are in assignment structure in your worksheets. Genevieve, Marion, Romina, you were able to download the related worksheet via email. So you will have all the questions there. I'll show you how you can use the worksheet later on. Let me know if this is clear so far what you need to do. Those questions, by answering those questions, you will be able to identify your target market. By target market, I mean a piece of the market that's really interested in what you do. So what is the worksheet action to be taken? Reply to the above questions and define your target market. Could be more than one. Yes. Actually, it could be more than one. So that's a very common question I get asked. Yes, your target market can be more than one. In my mentoring programs, Usually, oh, amazing, Romina, you're already filling that out. Amazing. Have you clicked on the StreamYard link so as me to be able to see your name in the chat, Romina? You find the StreamYard link underneath the description box of this post. So I will be asking you in a post tonight, later published. Thank you, Ileana. To share your target market, okay? So you need to fill that in underneath the comments area, okay, of this post to share your target market so as me to be able to get back to you and give you feedback. And then you need to work on the avatar worksheet that Ileana is going to share with you here in the chat to create your ideal customer profile. That's different between the target market and the ideal customer profile. Any questions? Amazing. Amazing. So, Romina, yes, you did it and you're filling out. Amazing. I didn't select the group only, but does not seem to work. Yes, it does. You're here. Thank you, Romina. Amazing, guys. So that's your homework. If you would like to make the most out of this training, please follow my advice and my instructions. Fill in the worksheets. You will see that you will have a full new idea and strategy for your business in 2023. And definitely filling in those worksheets and doing those exercises with me will help you to actually take a step further for your business, okay? For your business growth, strategy plan, and have a clear path what to do, what to implement, or what to change, so as to see the growth that you wish for your business. Any questions? Those are your 2 assignments. For those that you're watching the recording, please use the hashtag recording in the comments and let me know if you have any questions. Now I'm going to share again my screen, and this time I'm going to share the actual worksheet to show you how, okay, you should be able to actually fill that in. Any questions, guys, so far before I share the new worksheet? Any questions? So here's the part, this is a part of a bigger program, the Fully Booked Translator Formula, 12-week business mentoring program. Of course, I'm not disclosing what we teach in the business mentoring program. It's a full program of 12 weeks. So here we cannot, like in 45, 1 hour minutes, let's say 1 hour duration call to disclose everything. But of course, in the masterclass, I'm going to talk about the Fully Booked Translator Formula. I'm going to reveal what I've been teaching in my business mentoring programs, and people were able to reach 5-figure months, 10K months, and even 5-figure projects or 6-figure businesses in less than a year. We have a real example here, Ileana, but you can find more success stories on my website, vmentoring.com/success-stories. I can share here so as you will be able to find out what you can do on your own, become inspired. So is there anyone who has not yet got this worksheet that you see on your screen? Anyone? All of you? Perfect, Ileana here. Thank you always, Ileana. Such a great role model and example. Yeah, so I'm going like to share here success stories so you can find out what you can do for your own business. And let's start right away. So what are you feeling in, Romina, since you're feeling it? Okay, guys. So here, exercise number 2, define your ideal client target market. Get a clear picture of the people you would love to work with in your head. Write down the top 5 reasons that you love working with them. So if you have already been some years, like Genevieve, you've been some years in the industry, you can come up with those that you have really, loved working with. And then write down the top 5 reasons that you love working with them. So if you've been some years in the industry, it's easier for you to fill that in. If you have not, so if you're a starting out translator, let's say, what you need to do is actually to come up and use your imagination, envision your ideal client. The questions below are easier than describing my ideal client. Yes, because the questions below, of course, they need to be easier because they're taking you a step closer to your ideal client. And you will see, I will be sharing, a worksheet actually in a few minutes. Ileana will share it here in the chat. So you can download the 50 questions, okay? 50 questions worksheet. So question number 1, get a clear picture of the people you would love to work with in your head. So if you have zero idea, you come up with in your head, okay? And write down the top 5 reasons you love working with them. Use your imagination if you have not real examples. If you have even one example, come up with this one example and write the top 5 reasons you really love working with this one client. Answer the following questions and define your target market. Could be more than one. In my mentoring programs, usually we work 1, maximum 3. Okay, categories, because of the time frame, it's a 3-month program. Who needs your service the most? Who is able to pay what you charge? I'm going a bit faster because we just described them. Whose problems and goals do you care about? Who is likely to give you large orders or repeat business? What sort of people do you enjoy spend time with? Who would be the easiest clients to get? That's a great, actually, question. Who would be the easiest clients to get? Start with the easiest to get, okay? Get your financial independence, start getting some income to your business, and then go for the hardest, okay? Doesn't mean that some clients cannot be, let's say, gained if they're more difficult. But what I suggest in my programs, we start with those that are easier to get for you, for your own situation. Doesn't mean that for everyone it's easier to get a specific type of client. And then, okay, we can create a strategy with the toughest, so let's say the most difficult. The last question is really important and takes you even a step further, okay? Where do you already have many contacts or an established reputation? If you have already an established reputation because of your previous work, your previous, let's say, background, your academic background, your professors, your previous employer, be resourceful here and find out where you have already an established reputation because of your previous background and work experience, and start from there, okay? So, what type of client work provides you the most enjoyment and satisfaction? We tend to forget that, but we need to enjoy and to get satisfaction from our work. The moment that we will stop feel enjoyment and satisfaction from our work, then most probably we need to think about a second career, okay, path, or something different we can do, because we have only one life to live, and it's really a pity to actually uh, work on projects and jobs that we don't really enjoy. Of course, sometimes that might happen, but if it's the majority, let's say, it's our choice to continue doing things that we don't feel empowered or not. I chose the second one and I changed my career, let's say, or I enhanced or enlarged or broadened my career after the 33 years old, because I realized that I didn't feel much creative, on certain projects, so I had to change something. So here at exercise 2.3, you need to write what is your target market, okay? And then I have included here actual a customer avatar. You can find more templates online. And now Ileana is going to share here with you the third worksheet. So Genevieve says, what concrete criteria is 1.1 about? Plain professional aspects, experience, role, or personal aspects? The humor, creativity. Can you become more precise? What's the question about, Genevieve? What concrete criteria? What is the 1-to-1? Where did you see the 1-to-1? I don't understand. So if you can become more precise, Genevieve, I can help you. But here I don't understand your question. So let's go to the second, Ileana. So you mentioned get a clear picture of the people you would love to work with in your head. Write down the top 5 regions as a 2, number 1. Yes, 2.1. Whatever. What are the top 5 regions you love working with them? Doesn't specify if it's like professional, personal, but why you really love working with them. Is it because they're kind? Is it because they are very responsive? Is it because they pay on time? Is it because you enjoy, let's say, their humor? What is it about? So the examples that I just gave you, Genevieve, are both, let's say, personal, professional. Is this clear? Talk about them. It's not about you. It's about enjoying why you enjoy, the reason you enjoy working with them. So, Ilana, if you can share here the second 50 questions to get to know your ideal customer avatar. Clear, perfect, Genevieve. That's what I was about to listen. I would like to listen to hear from you. Okay, so let's go to our. Okay, that's it. So you can download this one. It's set only to the people who are joining live. You can download it as a PDF, and those are 50 questions to get to know your ideal customer avatar. So if you scroll down, you go the second before we begin, you see that defining your ideal customer avatar or buyer persona is slightly different exercise to defining your broader target audience. So for the purpose of this exercise, you want to have one person in mind. So that answers, Genevieve's question that you asked me, what is a target market? A target market is your target audience. It's an audience, it's a piece of the market, okay? The ideal customer avatar is one person that you need to have in your mind. We are talking about a pretend or even real person. So it can be either a real person you have worked for and you really loved working with them, or you can pretend that person exists and you write down all the characteristics of those people. If this person discovered your offer today, they would immediately think this is exactly what I need right now. That's what we do in my mentoring program. We find those people that when they receive your offer, they will say, yes, that's Ileana. That's Genevieve, the person we were expecting, to contact us. They won't say, oh, another sales message or another, sales email. No. Their first reaction should be, we would love to work with Marion. We would love to work with Genevieve. This is exactly what I need right now. That's the secret to success. So this doesn't mean that other people aren't a good fit for your offer. That's very, very common misconception. Most of the people, when we are nicing down, or where, let's say, we're creating or optimizing their LinkedIn profile, they're telling me, what if I remove, let's say, this generic text and I put your keywords or one specific target market, I won't lose client. Most people, they think by nicing down, they're going to lose client, which actually the right opposite happens. The more you niche down, the more keywords in a targeted way you use on your LinkedIn profile, your website, your marketing material, the more clients you will be getting. It's like the example I'll be using for doctors. If you have a specific, let's say, issue for health, and you Google for stomach, let's say, issues for health, and you find two different doctors, one generic who heals everything, and one only specializing in that specific stomach issue you have right now, most probably, which one you would choose? You would go for the specialized one. The same, I think, happens in the mind of our clients. We think by having a generic profile on our LinkedIn or website, we'll get more clients because that way we cover a bigger piece of the market. But actually, the other way around happens because when people actually visit our profile, they don't see themselves in it. They don't see the relevancy. They don't see why you're the go-to expert. Plus, search engines like LinkedIn or Google, they really struggle to boost the visibility of your profiles and websites to the right people because you don't have keywords. You don't write for specific people or target market, so they don't know who's your ideal client or your target market, so as to promote your profiles to the right people. So having one person in mind helps you to visualize and pretend you are talking to a real person when crafting your offer, branding, and content. So defining your target market and buyer personas is really important for all of these three. So to draft offers that your clients cannot deny, tailored offers to your clients' needs. You can create a branding message and content that is really tailored to their needs and really converts into sales. Is this clear so far? You can even use a photo, they say. You can have the photo of your client. Are you here with me? So what's your homework so far? You need to go to worksheet number 1 that we just saw together. You need to answer the questions. You can come up with your target market, can be more than one. And second, you need to answer to those questions. The second worksheet we're sharing here, where you will come up with your ideal client avatar. So we were not able to see your name. I'm working with them because I'm interested in their work. I would further establish my expertise in the field, frequently repeating work, paying on time, and the rate I established. So you already have Ruthie. You have not clicked on the StreamYard link, so I'm not able to see your name. But so interesting projects, one reason. Paying on time, second reason. Paying your rates, third reason. Frequently and repeating work, large and big projects, fourth reason. So you already have 4 here. Amazing. So let's go. Let's get to know your ideal client avatar. Here it's one person. The difference between target market is a category, is a piece of the market. Okay, it's a broader term. Ideal client avatar is one person. You can even have a real person in your mind, or you can pretend, okay, that you come up. So what's their name? Male or female? Where do they live? How old are they? Describe their religion. If you know them, it's easier. If you don't know them, pretend you know them. Describe their ethnicity. What is their relationship status? Married, single, whatever. Do they have a family? How many children? What is their favorite color? Okay, I know that you might tell me, how should I know? Pretend that you know, okay? You can skip some questions if you find them that they don't have any meaning for you. But the more you know someone, okay, the better for you, so as to create a complete, avatar. What is their favorite food? You might know if you have been, out with them or chit-chatting at an event. If you don't, you can skip it. Are they an introvert, extrovert, or a ambivert? Both, let's say. I would say I'm both. So describe their personality in 3 to 5 words. If you know them, you describe based on the person you have in your head. If you pretend you know them and you just envision those people, like you imagine that they exist, you can write whatever you want here because that's your ideal client. Whatever, not creating a science fiction here, okay? We are creating your avatar, so you need to include things that you really would love to find to your next client, your ideal client. So you need to write realistic things here, okay? Things that you can find to a person. What are their values in life? And here you can take into consideration your own values. It's really important to share the same values with some people exactly, so as to be able to respect each other and to have a flawless, let's say, cooperation. What is their favorite quote or mantra? You can use your own quote or mantra if you don't know theirs. What do they do for fun or enjoyment? You need to have, let's say, the same hobbies or at least to enjoy each other companies. What do they do for health and fitness? Do they have a healthy lifestyle? Could be improved if that's of your interest? What is their highest level of education? That's really interesting. What is their career, work, or job title? So here, 19th, is one question that 100% you need to answer. It's here in the chat, Ruthie. So Ilana, if you can share with Ruthie the second worksheet. So the career, work, or job title, you can find it easily. These are good reasons, Ilana, yes. Career, work, or job title can easily be found through LinkedIn. So you can find their profile on LinkedIn and you can see how they call themselves. Or if you have worked in the past with them, you can see their job title underneath their signature email. Is their income low average or above average? That's really interesting because you can find, that in the filters of LinkedIn paid version. Are their typical work hours? Do they work 9 to 5? Are they in different time zone? Do they have, let's say, different working hours? Where do they typically work? Is it at the home office, regular office, remotely, traveling? Are they happy and passionate about what they do for work? That's really important because if they're not happy and passionate, usually people, they feel miserable at their work, that really brings other problems to their personal life. What are their priorities and responsibilities in life? You can even start writing your own. What are their struggles, challenges, and pain points in life? Or maybe also you can write that down for their work. Romina, you have different time zones. Okay. Yes, you need to be flexible. Struggles, challenges, pain points in life and business are really, really important. Unhealthy habits they have adopted. If you were a coach, health coach, that would be interesting. What are some of their fears and worries? Even related to work? I would definitely write everything related to our work. But if you would like to go more general, you can do. What do they want to learn more about? In general, what other courses or programs do they participate in? Are they tech savvy or technically challenged? That's really important just for you to create a tailored offer to their needs. So if they are technically challenged, okay, then you need to have the same approach to be more educative. If they're tech savvy, then you need to boost, okay, your tech skills and the tech that you use for your translation business so as to engage with them, okay, and gain their attention. How often do they use a laptop or a computer? What social media platforms do they use? That's really important. Where to find your ideal clients? You need to know where do they hang out and what social media platforms they use. What online community groups are they part of? Again, very important questions. How you're going to find them online if you don't know where do they hang out themselves in community groups? Might be LinkedIn groups, fora, might be Facebook groups, okay, in general online communities. What online tools and resources do they use? That's really important to know, okay, the technology that they use. What TV shows do they watch? That's very personal, but that's what they say here, the experts. What are some of their favorite brands? That's really important because if you know their favorite brands, you must know more or less, the branding they're into it. So you can create a relevant branding. Let's say, what services do they regularly pay for? Services they regularly pay for. What are their mentors they like to learn from or influencers? Who are their favorite celebrities or leaders? What kind of profiles, accounts do they follow on social media? That's something easily to be found on LinkedIn. That's totally publicly shared. What kind of podcast do they listen to? That's really important because you can listen. What do they listen to? You can find out their interest, or you can even advertise yourself, or give an interview there so as you to be more visible to your clients. What kind of books do they read? That's really important. How do they prefer to consume content? Very, very important. Some questions, have more importance than others, especially for the reason why we are doing this exercise together here. So, how do they prefer to consume content? Is really important because you need to know if they want to read, so you can write more. If they want to watch, you can create more videos. If they want to listen, you can create audio, okay, messages or podcasts. So you really need to know what kind of content they like to consume. Do they prefer to learn as an individual, part or group? Then your offer can be accordingly, tailored. Are they self-paced learner or prefer to be guided? What's their level of knowledge in relation to what you offer? Again, very important question. Some questions, again, are very, very important related to what we want to do with these answers here. So the level of knowledge in relation to what you offer really guides you on how you will draft your offer. So you need to be more educative, you need to explain a bit more, or you need to be, let's say, more to the point. Do they have experience in relations to what you offer? That's really important. They just, so you need to explain. So, for example, I remember once I had to send 24 emails for one certificate. They have zero knowledge of our field. I remember I had to ask so many questions. They didn't know what to answer, so we couldn't proceed with the certification. Or I had to ask 3 or 4 times to send us a scanned copy, send of a photo, with a table, because we couldn't certify that photo. So if they have experience or not, really, helps you to create the offer based on their needs and their past experience in what you do in your service that you offer. They actively seek advice in relations to what you offer? What are their go-to resources for advice on this topic? You can be visible there as well. Are there any other key points about your ideal client avatar? So now that you know your ideal client avatar, remember to always keep him or her in mind when that specific person, okay? When you design your brand's visual identity, so by finding out what's their preference, what brands they really love, you can create a visual identity that's really of their interest. So you will be the next, let's say, brand they love, a beloved brand. Creating your social media post images based on their interest. Writing your social media post captions based on the content they consume. Deciding on your lead magnet. Lead magnet is a whole new chapter, in my mentoring program. It's really important, and you need to create a magnet. Remember, when I created my lead magnet, I got 600 downloads in one day. 600 people, boom. And right now, I think my wait list and my email has like 5,000 people. So you need to decide on your lead magnet based on your clients' needs. Decide on your paid offers. What you will be offering to them, in what price, in how much detail, will be including tech. Deciding on your pricing, writing your website and sales page copy. How you will be able to write your copy for your LinkedIn profile or your website if you don't have this ideal client in your head, to write a copy that they see the relevancy, that they see themselves in that copy. Recording your video trainings and your webinars. You need always to have those people in your head. Doing live videos on social media, like here we do. Writing and sending emails again. That's what we initially discussed in this training today. So the next time you will be sending emails or messages and people are ghosting you, they don't get back to you, now you know why. You had zero idea what to write there. You didn't have your ideal client in your head. So whatever you wrote didn't convert into paid clients, was not of their interest, so they didn't bother to get back to you. And again, you need to have a list of prospects in a targeted way, people who need your services, 1,000, 2,000 people. That's what we do in my mentoring program. Find them online on LinkedIn so as to reassure that those people actually they need your services before you start contacting them. Because if you start contacting clients and people they don't need your service, most probably you lose your time, and then you will be discouraged because you will be contacting people who are not really interested in what you do. Amazing. Any questions, guys? A lot of homework today, but I would really like to help you. And I'm offering everything for free. It's Christmas already, this weekend. I'm spending this holiday and holidays with you guys because I really want to offer for those that they cannot afford my service, for those that would like, for any kind of reason, not choose to join the Full Book Translator Formula. I'm offering for you once per year, like every December, this training. I hope to see you. Tomorrow, we're going to discuss about what differentiates you from your competitors, how you will be able to differentiate your service and your offer from your competitors so as you to be able to charge high rates, let's say. So Genevieve says, are questions like ethnicity, religion, hobby really relevant? Personally, I don't care about those. So Genevieve, religion, I have news. Yes, Coca-Cola, they need to adjust, let's say, their copy or their ads when they launched a new product or their existing products into Middle East. They need to know the ethnicity and religion of the people who consume their content just to adjust it accordingly, both the visual and the content. So in your case, yeah, maybe it's not relevant. For some other people or companies, depending on the services they offer, and translation localization services might be of their interest. How do they help finding the right person? How to determine that people with content have such interest, orientation? How to determine, you don't need to determine, that they have such interest and orientations. You need to know them, that they have such interest. And most of them will not display such information. Yes, okay, if you don't have access to such information, you can skip it. You need to watch the recordings, and if you ever highlighted some questions, those are the questions that I highlighted are of great importance. So those are the questions that you need 100% answering them. And some other questions that I told you that are very personal, you can skip them, or if you know them, you can fill that in. It's for good, okay? Apart from the fact that the current data protection regulation do not allow to store such data, which data? You don't need to store those data. So the ethnicity, you know the ethnicity of your clients, most probably if you talk to them. Religion, you know if they're Muslim, let's say. Hobbies, I don't think it's illegal if you know their hobbies. Of course, storing data, no one told you to store data here, Genevieve. It's really surprising how people, like here, Genevieve, I'm taking Genevieve example, they find so many excuses, okay? And that's a great example to showcase. We might be, myself included in such a situation in the past, tend to find excuses, reasons, okay, that for some reason we have them clear in our head that they exist, real reasons not to do the exercises or not to take action in relation to our marketing activities because, it's illegal to store data. Who told you that you need to store data? Okay, it's not relevant. It's not always relevant to follow a specific exercise. You need to find the relevance, and you can skip all the things or the parts of an exercise that they don't fit, okay, in your own situation. But don't hold yourself back from taking the action that is needed in terms of marketing or client acquisition strategies or growth plan to get yourself visible and in front of your clients and even contact your clients because of limiting beliefs or secondary thoughts that they are not even existing, they are not even real. So here, I meant stored on a public media like LinkedIn. People, they store their hobbies on Facebook, Genevieve. You can even see them publicly share their hobbies or what they do, even on LinkedIn. Some people, they say that they go on hiking or bicycling or whatever, like hiking, climbing. So many colleagues of ours even share their hobbies, Genevieve. So yes, social media, they don't maybe store those data because it's illegal, but people, they share their interests. And if they are your ideal client, and if you have had a chat with them in the past, you might be able to know that. Or if you're following them, actually going after them, but if you have them into your network and you happen to see their activity, you will see what they post about their interests, their books, their brands they like, they follow, the influences. So you don't need to store, you don't need to look for reasons not to find things out. Actually, I have an ethic line drawn where I would say no if I need the job. So what is that, Romina? Can you expand a bit more? Politely, of course. I have an ethic line drawn where I would say no even if I need it. What is this ethic line, Romina? If you can expand a bit more. Thank you, ladies, for sharing those questions. And it'd be very interesting to see that you have such questions. As I told you previously, you need to change your mindset. Book a free call with me. It's really a matter of mindset. 80% of the work is mindset, 20% is implementation. But implementation is really dependent on mindset. So if your mindset says, this is illegal, this cannot be found, I cannot get access to such information, this is not relevant, so you don't do what is needed to do. So to get those clients, you will never be able to implement what we discussed. So that's why I always recommend to people, you need first to have the right mindset. I'm really happy when I see people who join my fully booked translator formula who have first the right mindset, because the rest of the work is just implementation, having the right and clear path with actionable steps that I will be able to create for you. And of course, I'm able to help you to overcome any limiting beliefs like we do here. As soon as I realize that you have such limiting beliefs in your head that they're holding you back. And that's an ongoing process that happens in my mentoring programs. That's why we have the mentoring program for 3 months, 6 months duration, because I need to realize what's holding you back so as to help you to overcome those limiting beliefs and thoughts that they really hold you back from actually getting to action and become visible to your ideal clients, because our clients exist everywhere. Clients are all over the world and everywhere. I reached the point where I could see clients everywhere, literally everywhere. What's missing is actually making ourselves visible to them and offering an offer that they won't say no, but actually they will say, Genevieve, yes, that was what we were expecting for. We were needing it. Still, this is not helping me finding who needs translation in the field of automation. It may rather be a subject of small talks to get in contact. I don't know what you mean, small talks to get in contact. But for me, what we do in the mentoring program is actually answering those questions to find our target market. And then by realizing what's your target market, I help you to find 1,000, 2,000 prospect lists. So we create your prospect list in a targeted way. But before Genevieve, in order for you to be able to find who needs your translation in the field of automation, you need to come up with your target market, okay? So fill in the exercises, guys, the worksheets. Worksheet number 1 so as to find your target market. Worksheet number 2 so as to find and identify your buyer personas and ideal client avatar. Any questions, guys? And tomorrow is going to be about unique selling proposition. And it's going to be one of the most efficient exercises. People who followed my instruction, my advice based on the unique selling proposition, that's something I had stopped giving for free. And maybe tomorrow I only broadcast live in the group because it's really valuable what I'm sharing there. And there were people who were able to reach 900% more views to their LinkedIn profile by changing and adjusting their headline based on the training we're going to hold tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to talk about unique selling proposition, what makes you unique, how you can be able to find out how you can differentiate from your competitors, and what's the reason some colleagues, they charge 28 cents per word, and others, they really struggle to charge 6 cents. Have you ever wondered why some colleagues, they're able to charge 28 cents? Most of you find great excuses. Oh, they have maybe a language combination that's not saturated, or the language combination has not such, let's say, competition, or they might be legal, which in that case, they can charge higher. So you find excuses to hold yourself back from actually charging what you're worth because you think that you're not worth it, which is not the case. I've seen colleagues translating for sports brands and they charge 40 cents. They're not legal, they're not technical, they're not even certified. Who cares? So tomorrow, join me again at 5 p.m. Central European Time to find out why some colleagues, they're able to charge 28 and 40 cents per word, and others, they really they really struggle to charge even 6 or 8 cents. And as a matter of fact, please let me know, how much do you charge? Why? How we can change that? Join me tomorrow. Any questions about today's training? The main masterclass is on Thursday. It's going to take place on Zoom. You should be receiving the Zoom link tomorrow, okay, via email. So tomorrow via email, those that they have signed up for the free masterclass, you will be receiving some reminder emails, okay? So you're going to receive some reminder emails with the Zoom link for Thursday's masterclass, which is going to be 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, full coaching, full instructions, very educative. So I would definitely suggest you like racist or xenophobic context. Of course, Romina, you don't need, and you don't, of course, you don't need to translate everything, okay? I have colleagues that they don't translate military. I have colleagues who they don't translate pharmaceutical. So the ethical part is up to you, and that's why you need to choose your ideal client. So those that they offer you racist or xenophobic contents, most probably they're not your ideal clients. Let someone else do it. I refuse to contribute to spread those messages. No worries, Romina, about what you really love to. Instead of finding out what you refuse to translate, find out what you really love to translate so as to create that energy that will attract to you the right clients and the right projects. By right, I mean the ones that you really love working on. That's the main difference. So I need to leave, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going live for my alumni right now. Have another call. Thank you so much. Drop any questions regarding this training. If you are watching the recording, please use hashtag recording and ask me anything. Genevieve, write that down and join me tomorrow with your answers and I will let you know. Or if you still struggle, you can book a call with me. But the main idea is not to actually store data, but it's actually to find out who is your ideal client, Genevieve, and to find them in paper so as you to be able to find them in person. Genevieve, Follow the advice, follow the instructions, fill in the worksheets, join me tomorrow, share your results in the related posters to receive feedback, and join me on Thursday's masterclass to have your questions answered. Plus, you can book always a call with me. You can join, okay, for the free masterclass for free in the link I'm sharing here. Register for the free masterclass. Any questions? See you tomorrow. You're welcome, Romina. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central European Time, third preparation exercise. Thursday's masterclass on Zoom.